My name is Pam Buckley, and I am 58 years old. I'm originally from Pittsburgh. Go Steelers! I love Pittsburgh. And then I attended college in Washington, D.C. at American University. And then I just ended up in the restaurant industry because that's how I was working to put myself through college. And everywhere I go, they give me more responsibility. And so I'd end up in management. And I was making good money, and so I just stayed in the industry. The last day of work was January 12th, 2009. And when I found out that I was laid off, I called my husband and I said, "Bob, I've got bad news." And he goes, "You too?" I said, "What?" I said, "I just got laid off." He said, "So did I." And we both got laid off at noon on January 12th. He's in a completely different industry. He sells air filtration equipment to Tier 2 automotive companies. Here in Michigan, apart from your manufacturing level that have been laid off, you find a huge number of very high-level professionals, a large percentage of high-level professionals that have been laid off from work. I have a daughter. Her name is Jo Beth. I think in this whole process, the one thing that I was most worried about was being able to keep her in that school, because she got scholarships. She worked her butt off in high school to get into one of the finest colleges in the country, and they came through with good scholarships for her. But a lot of our financial aid was based on our earnings the year before the bottom fell out, and I was really worried that we weren't going to be able to keep her there. We'd had a very good year economically in 2008, and we were, putting our affairs back in order and looking toward the future, trying to save for retirement, put our daughter through school, and we were blindsided. I mean, really, neither one of us was expecting to be laid off that day. Like a lot of American families, the resources that we had planned to be there were no longer there. I mean, this is what we're looking at in 2009 when we got laid off. Our retirement is worth half of what it was last year. We have no equity, and we're upside down in our home. I mean, and we have all of these obligations, including a daughter who's a junior, going to be a junior in college. So we took money out in January, and we were forced to do it again in July because I was one of those people who lost their unemployment when they didn't pass it or to extend it back in June. To even insinuate that people would rather sit on their butts and collect unemployment, which, if we're lucky, is 1/4 of what we were making before we lost our jobs, is just insane. We both lost our health insurance, and I'm still not insured because when my husband got reemployed, he was reemployed at a level that he was making 15, 20 years ago, and we could not afford to pay my health insurance out of what else he was making. I mean, we would not be able to make our bills if I had health insurance. So I'm on the God Loves Me plan right now. And so far that's working, but it does make me very nervous because at 58, you need regular health checks, and there are things that I would like to take care of that I can't take care of right now. I've sent out more applications than I can even count. And the level of frustration, it beats you down. You're going, what is wrong with me? And the thing is that after a while, the first thing that's wrong with you is that you haven't worked for a while. And there are a lot of job postings, even in my own career, that say you must be currently working to apply for this job. I would be glad to take the cut in pay just to be able to work right now. But that just doesn't seem to be an option. So, well, I grew up in the 60s. And so women became very independent and convinced that they had the capabilities to make a difference. And it's one of the nice things you bring to a marriage is a partnership where both people contribute in a host of different ways. And yeah, it is. It's hard because I know that he feels the burden. And he never says anything. He's a very kind man, and he never complains or, why aren't you trying harder? I mean, he knows really what I'm going through, and he couldn't have been more supportive in this. And I just, I'm really hoping that soon I have I can take a little bit of the burden off of him that he's feeling right now. There's no way at this point that we can either count on retiring or count on Social Security. And that's a really scary thing for us right now. We've taken a serious hit in our retirement. And what that means for us in the future is that we will never have the opportunity to retire. That is now gone. It's just a pipe dream for us.